sacrifice. It's just a horrible thing, but the belief is that the head or blood or private parts of a little kid have these magical powers. 863 kids this last year have gone missing, and the belief is that the ones that are doing it are the witch doctors. And everybody believes they have all the power, but they don't. They're punks. Jesus has all the power. But the problem is this: there's always a victim, but they're always dead. Until this year. And there's a little boy, and we'll just say his name is Charlie. And he got abducted by a guy named Cobby. Do you have Cobby's picture? Cobby is the most evil man I've ever met. Do you have his picture? That's Cobby. I remember texting a friend, Dawn, first time I was in a room with Cobby, and I said, I'm looking into the eyes of pure evil. And Cobby abducted this little boy, took him into the bush and cut off these private parts and left him for dead. But guess what? This little kid didn't die. And for the first time, we had a bad guy, and we had a survivor, and this little 8-year-old kid. We took the case to trial, and Cobby got the first conviction in Uganda's history, and it was from a 4-foot-tall kid. Let me introduce you to the kid that changed everything. This is Charlie. Isn't that crazy? I don't know what it's going to be like when we get to heaven, but don't you hope Jesus just touches you on the nose and say, you rascal, like you are who I made you to be. And I don't know what about heavenly garments, but I hope we're wearing Spider-Man uniforms. Well, there's a doctor, and he's trying to learn how to fly a Beaver seaplane. And he hears, the person teaching him, he hears all about Charlie. And he lands the plane. And he calls me up at home and says, my name's Randy. I've heard about this little boy, and I can fix him. And I said, buddy, you didn't hear what got cut off. You can't fix that. And he said, I'm the chief of surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. I can fix him. And I said, what? So I drive up to L.A., and he gets out a piece of paper, and he starts drawing. I'm like you could do that? Like that was way too much information. He's going to take some leg and some arm, and I'm like, it works? So I said, what would that cost? And he said, it'd be staggering, but I'll do it for nothing. Evidence of Jesus, right? So I said, I can afford nothing. So Mindy Kitch writes a check for $50,000, and I fly to Uganda to get the 4-footer. And my first stop is to go to court and become his legal guardian. This kid has never seen an airplane. We fly to London, and as we're getting off the plane, he says, Father, could we just walk the rest of the way? I'm like, oh, buddy, I'm sorry. Now, do you guys play pranks where you're from? I hope overseas, if you haven't learned this, learn it. So we play pranks. There's this guy, Doug, that he's like in Wikipedia under low-hanging fruit. There's Doug's picture right there. And Doug made the mistake. We've been buddies since junior high. He made the mistake of telling me where he was spending his 15-year wedding anniversary. Big mistake. So he got the presidential suite at this hotel. So I took Sweet Maria, and we checked in as them. The elevator, and up we went. And we called the room service. We got creme brulee and lobster. There was some dessert that was on fire, so we had 2. We danced, right? And when it was all over, we tidied up and we split. And the whole idea was that, Doug would get there and have this terrific evening. And when he checked out, he got a $400 bill. And he's like, Bob! Now, he's been trying to get back at me, but he can't. I'm a lawyer. So I get this call. And there's somebody with a really convincing Ugandan accent on it. And it was Doug, right? And this fellow said, hi, I'm the ambassador from Uganda, and I've heard about the stuff that you're doing in Uganda, and I'd like to know if you'll be counsel for the Republic of Uganda. So I covered the phone and said, Maria, it's Doug. The ambassador, right. So he wants me to be the lawyer for Uganda. So I said, well, awesome. When do I start? So He said, I'm leaving for Uganda. I'll call you in 2 months when I get back. 2 months later, the phone rings. And I hadn't even thought about Doug's stupid prank. And it was Doug again. He says, this is the ambassador, and you need to meet me in New York on Saturday. So I said, yes. So now I'm getting off the plane at JFK. And I thought there'd be a sign that said, gotcha, or lobsters on me. And at the bottom of the ramp are all these members of Uganda's cabinet. And this guy ran up to me and he says, I'm the ambassador. I said, of course you are. And he introduced me as Uganda's new consul. And I said, no, you said counsel, like lawyer. He said, no, I said consul, like diplomat. Are you getting the sense of Jesus in the air? I'm like, yes! So, you guys, I am the consul for Uganda. I'm not kidding.